Hello and welcome along to session number 3 of Fit and 15 for 2026. Today is a standing and mat session, so we'll move between the two. We're going to use dumbbells today as well, so just having a set available and an exercise mat, and that should do you for the session. So we'll begin, we'll get straight into things in standing. We're just going to start just by taking a moment to grow tall through your spine. I'm going to stand side on, and all I want to do is little mini squats to start with. So directly down, upper body's quite tall, dropping the pelvis down and just warming up the legs. Beautiful stuff. So we want to feel the loading into the legs here, and we want to push strongly up through the feet. And what also supports is the toes just slightly turned out with the movement. Okay, perfect stuff. Now we're going to take one weight. We just need the one. We're going to go into halo, so strong in the core, and then we circle round with our weight. Again, the stance is important here. Watch when you're standing, you don't have one foot further out. You got your body in a line. You're dropping the elbows, core engaged, and then we switch direction. Beautiful stuff. Round we go. So we want to feel the muscles in the arms working, but we want the stabilization of the core at the same time. Fabulous stuff. Weight comes down into position. Again, that stands for the squat. Down we come, back up tall. We want to load into the buttocks. Now you just choose the depth that you go on the squat. Fabulous work. So we're just going for 10 on this one, so 2 more. Beautiful. And then take that weight and take one more weight into alternating bicep curls. One up, one down. Now the curl is a really simple exercise, so as you do that you can really focus on your posture, open through the shoulders, relax them down, chest is up, knees soft, feeling the feet on the ground. What we can do here is just really stay strong through the center of our body and enjoy the movement. Get a sense of the muscles working in the biceps and also get a feeling for other muscles stabilizing with the movement. Beautiful work. So we're going to reasonably high repetition on this one. We'll do 2 more each side. We want to feel the muscles have worked, but we don't want them to be trembling or any overworking at the same time. Back into that squat position and loading it with the weight. Get your stance supportive, dropping, raising. A little cue on this one, which will increase the focus on the quads, is to make sure your nose isn't coming forward. You're dropping your nose vertically. Now that might be challenging to begin with, so either do less or you just come slightly forward with the body. See how you feel. You're building the strength, and as you repeat, you may feel more depth, more vertical upper body positioning. Fabulous. Weight behind the head for tricep extension. Now you might want a lighter weight on this one than the bicep curl. See how you feel. I'm holding my other hand just to the tummy, support the core. What we don't want is any bulging out from the tummy. Want to feel engagement there. Beautiful. Other side. Now you may have a stronger side, so just clock and sense the difference, left to right. Beautiful. 2 more. Well done. Weights down. And then from here, we're going to take ourselves down to the floor. So to do this, we're going to step forward, 1 foot down, and then another knee down. And then from here, I want you to see without hands if you can take yourself down to the floor. You're in this position here and push back up. Then we do the same on the other side. We're down, push back up. So working into the glutes and the hips in this position, pushing up. So that's side sitting to kneeling. Beautiful. We'll do one more there. And then from here, we'll turn round, hands on the mat. And in this position here, we're going to open up into side balance. So we've got a little bit of weight into that kneeling position and slowly down if we can. Same side. Holding position and slowly down. Just pushing that top leg away, so extending, working the glutes, down, up. You can bring that leg higher if you feel able. We don't need to bring it too high. Last one on the side. Going for 5 each side. Wonderful. Down we come from there. I'll change round. You can just turn the other way. From here, same on the other side. Again, you can clock if there's any difference. This is a lot of glute stability. So it gives you a good indication of how strong and stabilizing you are through the hips and the glutes. Down. The core stability here as well. Fabulous. And again. Fabulous work. We'll do one more. Excellent stuff. From here, I'm going to take myself over into this position here. Bring myself down. And then from there, you can have the head or down. You're going to take a drop. So you're going to feel the core engaged. Now you want vertical thighs, parallel shins. So just watching for that. Often we bring the knees too close. We just want to weigh a little bit there. And that's already core working. Dropping and lifting. Clocking in as best you can with that positioning that's vertical and parallel. So I could drop a little more there if my shins are too high. And that already is just a core exercise in itself. So great if you've got a little mirror, you can just check in as you go through that one. Again, your head can be down here, you don't have to have it up. Beautiful. And then from here, rolling up and over into bird dog. So extending opposite arm and leg. Now at the moment, watch how my foot's quite low. I can bring it higher, but I don't want to arch the back, and I really want to engage the core on this one. Alternating sides. I don't need to bring the leg really high to engage this exercise. The shoulders are dropped, so you're relaxing the shoulders through the movement. You can do a little reset each time. Just want to really feel you've engaged the trunk, the core muscles. So there's muscles you're relaxing here, and there's muscles you're really switching on. Which is kind of the same with a lot of the movement. We want to feel that relaxation where we don't need to be holding tension, and then really building that working of the muscles that are supposed to be engaged each time. Beautiful. Bring it down from there. I'm going to just drop down into the stretch and then back up. And then from here, we're doing box press. So push down, back up. Now my palms are facing slightly in here. And I press back up through the palm of the hand. I want to tuck the tailbone slightly under. And I'm almost rolling past the hands with the shoulders. Spine is long. Hinge at the hips. You want to work core and chest and back on this movement. Now I've done this as a box press. If you want to make it more challenging, you can bring your knees further away. That brings more into it. Again, I want to make sure I'm switched on with the center of the body as I move. Fabulous work. Into side position. So I'm in position here. I'm going to raise up to side plank and then side leg raise. Now here, just making sure my elbow is below my shoulder, that I'm leading with the side of the heel, the toes stay facing forward here. Beautiful. Switching sides so you can just roll over. Other side, get yourself set in position. Now you might feel a bit more fatigue on the second side as the hips worked on the first one. See how you feel. Well done. Down from there. Back round we come. Balance again. To the side. Down. If you find this easy or you want more challenge, you could add an ankle weight to your leg. You could also close your eyes. So you close your eyes in the movement. You've got to work to maintain that balance a little bit more. Okay, last one on that side. And switching sides. Again, you don't need to turn around like I am. Just roll to the other side. Well, working as you can feel, because I worked on the last one, worked the hips quite a bit. It does bring a little bit more fatigue into the glute and hip area. Next one's the last one. Beautiful. Down from there. Now what I want to do is take my foot just off the mat, and then I'm going to lift up and I'm going to walk back and bring myself up to a standing position. In the standing position, back to our squats. So set, let your body relax and drop. Now the depth of the squat you're going to set. So it might be 90 degrees, or you may not go as far as that. That might be your little pulsing movements. You set that. Next one's the last one. Fabulous work. I take the weights again and into alternating bicep curls. Beautiful. Again, what we talked about in the first one, because the movement's quite simple, focus on your posture, your positioning, your openness, your breath. Next two are the last two. Well done. Finish that one there. One weight down. Last time on the squats. Well done. Weight overhead. Tricep extension. So when we focus on the breath and breathing, we want to feel these muscles on the side and the front of the trunk engaged. So switched on. So slightly pressing into your hands and your fingers, not bulging, but just feeling them working. Other side, same thing. 2 more. And down. Simple stuff. We've completed our session 3. Great work. You can add in a few stretches there, or pick a program that's got some stretches to complement if you wish. Thank you. Well done.